नित्यानन्देश्वर सदाशिव समारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि आदिशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्परा। I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Sarvanyapita Yajamans, Kotaris, Danedars, sitting with us all over the world through Nityananda TV, YouTube Live, two-way video conferencing, Facebook Live through hundreds of Adinavasis IDs. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Today's subject, manifesting Shaktis. Understand, first principle you need to know about manifesting Shaktis is it happens from Sadashivatva. It can never feed your ego. Understand? It happens from Sadashivatva. It cannot feed your ego. மனித மாமிசத்தை உண்டு வாழ முடியாது. Human being cannot eat human flesh and survive. Understand? Yesterday I was reading a book called Agathiyar Karukkidai Nigandu. The statement now I uttered is from that Nigandu. Agathiyar Karukkidai Nigandu. மனித மாமிசம் உண்டு வாழ இயலாது. Human being cannot survive with the flesh of human being. Maybe Agastya want to say should not. Listen, human body cannot flourish with eating human flesh. Your ego cannot flourish with manifesting powers. One of the important problem we have, people feel, oh, if I get powers, will I not become egoistic? Or people who get powers, will they not become egoistic? No. Because it comes from the source of Sadashiva, where naturally your ego loses its power over you. The more power manifestation, more divine you become. Understand? Shakti comes with buddhi. Only siddhi comes without buddhi. Shakti is mother, siddhi is stepmother. That is why in Tamil, for stepmother and siddhi both same word. Siddhi is chitti. Shakti is mother. Understand? first principle about manifesting powers, it will not strengthen your ego, it will only take you beyond ego. First. Second, manifesting powers means manifesting qualities, state and space of Sadashiva also. Understand? When you manifest powers, naturally the state of Sadashiva and space of Sadashiva starts manifesting in you. I have always seen people who manifest powers have a very high level of integrity and unclutching, because if they do not maintain that too, the power manifestation will stop. Understand? How much ever you would have paid to buy your cell phone, but unless you charge every day, it will not function. How much ever you may manifest powers, unless the integrity of your life is maintained, it will not manifest. Actually, when you manifest powers, automatically the frequency of your integrity increases. The trust in integrity, trust in authenticity starts increasing. The reasons why you don't live a life of integrity is powerlessness. That starts melting down. With more and more power manifestation, powerlessness goes away. You become more integrated, more authentic. The second principle of power manifestation, listen carefully. Shakti comes always with buddhi. Means more power manifestation, more integrity. More power manifestation, more unclutching. More power manifestation, more nirvikalpa samadhi. More power manifestation, more joy. More power manifestation, more restful awareness. More power manifestation, more responsibilism. More power manifestation, more enriching. More power manifestation, more bliss. What is power manifestation? Deciding. Listen. Integrity needs your declaration, but power manifestation does not even need your declaration. It only needs your decision. Deciding to be one with the original source, Sadashiva, which is you, even when you don't understand. He was using very few words. That is his beauty. Just with few words, he will make that click happen. You know. First he was trying to tell that everything is one. Few words. Somehow I was looking at him. He was not convinced that the click has happened in me. And many times both my gurus, Kuppammal and Vibhudananda Puri and Yogananda Puri, both have tried to explain Advaita to me. Annamalai Swamigal even used to read out Ribu Gita. Annamalai Swamigal was one of the enlightened disciple of Ramana Maharshi. Used to read Ribu Gita in Tamil. But somehow that click never happened. But just with few words, Arunagiri Yogeshwara made that click happen. Listen carefully. I'll explain scene by scene. If you listen intensely, now that click can happen to you. Now that very click can happen to you. Listen. Scene by scene I'll narrate. Because clicking with Advaita is a fundamental requirement for power manifestation. Clicking with Advaita is fundamental requirement for power manifestation. So listen. The incident itself is not too big, but it has done a very big job inside me. So I'll narrate exactly what happened. So the moment he started uttering the word Advaita, 2-3 words, then, oh, Yogananda Puri used to say, Vibhudananda Puri used to say, and Annamalai Swamigal used to say, Advaita, everything is one and the same. Okay, everything is one and the same. Understand? At that time, all their words, it's not that I did not believe them, but it never became my strategy for existence. It never became my cognition of existence. Okay, gurus are telling I should listen, I should obey, I should not be opposing them. But for my life, I have a different strategy. That is not the cognitive reality for me on which I stand, the foundation on which I function, or foundation on which I make decision. It never became that for me. The foundation on which I make my decisions was always different. Even though I heard enough of Advaita from Yogananda Puri, Vibhudananda Puri, Annamalai Swamigal. So the moment Arunagiri Yogeshwara started Advaita, immediately my old, oh, same thing, okay. Advaita, I know. All one and the same. I should tell you, whenever you listen and do not make that into cognition, it becomes incompletion. Great truths, when you listen, either it should become cognition or it will become incompletion. Food, when you eat, either it should become energy or it will become indigestion or constipation. So the moment Arunagiri Yogeshwara uttered the word Advaita, my constipation comes out. Incompletion comes out. I know. All one and the same. Listen. Now, frame by frame. He was sitting facing north. I was sitting next, the down step. He was actually sitting in the steps of the Tiruvannamalai Arunachaleshwara's temple, Kalyana Mandapam, facing his Samadhi. His Samadhi Mandapam is there. So on the steps he was sitting facing north. You can see the photograph, exactly the place. I am sitting in the center. He was sitting leaning on the pillar, corner pillar. He was sitting, and I was just sitting lower step, one step lower than him. And he was trying to explain Advaita, and then my whole incompletion and constipation started. I know Advaita. Vibhudananda Puri told me, Yogananda Puri told me, Annamalai Swamigal told, Virabhugita, all big books. Big literatures I read. And there's a big book called Atma Puranam. It's a Tamil translation of 4 major Upanishad. Aitareya Upanishad, Ishavasya Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. 4 major Upanishad translation. Still the copy is with me, given to me by Isakki Swamigal. So I have read all those big books. But somehow never became reality, so that whole undigested incompletion. So the moment Arunagiri Ishvara saw in my eyes the kind of a non-interest, sleepy mood, I know. He was looking into my eyes. I know he is reading me. He will be so deep. Oh God. It is just such lovely, beautiful, sweet eyes. You can just dive into his eyes for ages and forever, never to return back. Come out of it. Such an expressive, vast eyes like an ocean. And his eyes had an amazing, it is like a Pacific and pacifying both. The depth like Pacific and compassion like pacifying. It can pacify anything. So available on the surface and so deep in the being. Using that powerful eyes, he was looking into me. Of course, that is too much. So naturally sleep disappears. I'll describe the scene. The next word is Sami. That's the way he used to call me, because that is the way my whole family used to address. I had hundreds of names given and self-given. And it continues even now. But most used name is this Swami. Even my mother used to call me as Swami only. From the time I remember me, I never heard any other word from my mother. Even as a baby, as a child, I always heard only she calling me, addressing me as a Swami. Never I have heard from her the name my parents have given. It's only Swami. So, Arunagiri Ishvara uttered the word Swami. The moment he called Swami, I just sat up and the eye and eyes got locked. His eyes and my eyes got locked. He raised the right hand with a gesture, are you able to raise your hand? So the meaning is, are you able to do what you want? It was not verbal, it was like a show. So naturally I responded. Means I moved my hand and showed, yes, I can. Suddenly, Onada. It just clicked and I started laughing. He started laughing. Laughing. Both of us were laughing for 10 minutes. Understand? I'll tell you exactly what happened in me. When you have a consciousness which can command and execute something that is one with ultimate, so you are ultimate. I know now with this theory there will be 100 questions, doubts you may have. All that we can digest, grind, burn next. But the first click is right. That first click was so powerful. The words uttered were only 2 words. Swami. Then he showed through the gestures, are you able to move the right hand? So I responded in the same way, gestures, not words. Yes, I can move. What is there? So just when this gesture question answer was going on, I could understand very clearly what he is trying to convey. If you have a consciousness which can command and make the matter, body is matter, make the matter obey, listen, you are carrying, which is ultimate. You are the consciousness which is ultimate. Onada. Like something hit on my forehead. It was such an ecstasy, blossoming, flowering. I started laughing and he started laughing. At least next 10 minutes. It's like I felt, oh God, took Kadukapudi and cleaned up the whole constipation. And all the incompletion went away. Became complete. If you had constipation for 1 week and had Kadukapudi and cleansed, came and lie down on the bed, how you feel? Exactly. Oh God. Yes. If I have something which has a power to will and command and make the matter obey, then I have a consciousness which is ultimate. From that click started manifesting powerful cognitions. If this consciousness can move these hands, why not the air next to the hands? Why not the stone next to the air? Why not the hill next to the stone? The powerful cognitions have started manifesting. And the powerful cognitions have brought understanding, knowledge, powers, all rooted, centered on this one click. Listen. I can only reenact. I cannot tell what happened. I can only reenact. He showed the gesture like a. Are you able to move your hands? That's exactly. In my inner space, I can immediately understand the gesture and respond. Why not? See? In this interaction itself, my mind is searching what is he trying to teach through this interaction. What is he trying to insert into me by this gesture? I started looking for, yes, he is asking, can you move your hand? And I am saying, yes, I can. What is the problem? What is he trying to convey through this? I can see very clearly the next understanding coming to me. So, commanding, and the commanded is obeying. The will is acting on the matter, being established in the consciousness. Then what? I was looking into his eyes. Oh, nada. I can still remember that casual, sweet, most simple way of giving initiation into the most complicated truth, Advaita. Oh, nada. That twinkle in the eyes. Oh, nada. Means, he said in Tamil, it's one. It is same. Understand. Now the punchline. Listen. If there is a will established in consciousness which can move the matter, your hands are matter, the body is matter. If there is something which is you, which can give a command to move this matter, and this matter moves, the ultimate is in you. It can tell, command, order any matter to move. Understand? The moment you decide, it can command any matter to move, manifesting Shaktis starts. I am telling it is not moving is inauthenticity, powerless cognitions, the conclusions before even you try. Have you told this board to move and it did not move? If that is the case, you have not told to the board the way in which the board can listen. So change the method of telling till the board listens, not doubt the technology of Advaita, which is the source. You always do the stupidity of doubting the technology without applying it. Understand? Guru Bhakti is a strength to make you apply the technology, update the technology without doubting the original science. Fortunately, I had that kind of a bhakti with Arunagiri Yogeshwara. So immediately when powerful cognition started manifesting in me, I said, right, if I can move this hand, I can move the air next to the hand. If I can move the air next to the hand, I can move the stone next to the air. If I can move the stone next to the air, I can move the hill next to the stone. I just need to find a method of conveying my command to it. To the hand, my command is passed through the nerves. So I have to pass my command to the air. Air bending is possible if I know how to do my mind bending. So, just like I sent my command to my hands, I should send my command to the air. I should send my command to the stone. I should send my command to the hill. My cognitions have started moving in that direction. Instead of, I tried yesterday itself 2 times to move the article and it did not move, so I don't think Advaita is. No, fortunately, my inner space did not move in that direction. Listen. Essence of today's satsang. Sami, onnada. Listen. It is too small incident, but the first sword of Advaita fell on me, cut across through my being, and started releasing powerful cognitions. I think in this whole incident, that intimacy matters. That space matters. The ability to get locked into the eyes matters. Where master is trying to convey something through the gestures, and you catch that and it unravels itself in you, and you respond same way in the gestures without answering, and he captures and just throws one word, Onada. And it just hits you like a thunderbolt, and you start laughing. Hey! That laughter, my laughter and his laughter, during that laughter itself, I am giving command to the air to move, and air is moving. I can see in that ecstasy laughter, I am giving command to the matter around me and it is responding. Then starts power manifestation on the planet Earth after centuries. This is exactly, precisely power manifestation initiation I received from Arunagiri Yogeshwara. This is exactly the fundamental foundation, thought current, or the cognition which clicked with me, and the power manifestation has started. After that, we sat for many hours, many days. He was helping me, supporting me to play with various elements. Then he explained Tattva, all the 36 Tattvas, and how when you give command to your biceps, any principle which is parallel, using your eyes, seeing the scene in front of you, and using the third eye, seeing the scene somewhere happening, and say at the same time cognizing both, and getting that information and sharing with the person who is sitting in front of you, is what is parallel action. Understand? You see what is going on remote through third eye, come back and share it to the person who is in the front. It means you are cognizing this and that simultaneously. All parallel. Command is given to your biceps. Soon I'll prove all this with medical researchers and scientific researchers. Whenever you go through the remote vision, your biceps will be very active. Whenever you play with nature, like bringing rain, this time on World Environment Day, we will be bringing rain in 108 places, all 108 places. We will declare the places and successfully bring rain. You will see. Not 107, 108, all 108. On June 5th, World Environment Day, we will connect with nature and bring rain. Whenever you play with nature, your shoulder will be active. So later on, he taught me all these sciences of 36 tattvas, and whenever you command and work with the sun, your right eye will be very active, and whenever you work with Chandra, moon, your left eye will be active. When you work with fire, Agni Samyama, or trying to blow fire and all, the third eye will be active. And these are the subtle principles of tattvas he taught later. That is different. The manifesting powers itself started with this click. With this. Meditate on this one. What I said today. On this one cognition. On this one initiation Arunagiri Yogeshwara gave me. All the other powerful cognitions, opening up, everything we will do next. But this is the source of manifesting powers. So this is the Mahavagya for manifesting powers. Sami onnuda. And then 10 minutes of, at least 10 minutes of uproarious rolling laughter. I was just pulling his dhoti and shaking his hands, because it was such big clarity. It is like I heard enough of Advaita, but never it clicked as a cognition out of which I can function. Understand? Only when something becomes cognition out of which you can function, that becomes life for you. Not otherwise. Not otherwise. Whether it is a love or hatred, anger or compassion, fear or forgiveness, only when it becomes your cognition out of which you can function, it becomes reality to you. Not otherwise. Not otherwise. I remember going to few universities in USA, UCLA, Berkeley, few universities, not Berkeley, I think, UCLA and University of Oklahoma once, one university in Oklahoma, and few universities. One very elderly senior scientist, he took me to dormitories of the senior professors and scientists. It was much worse than our dormitory. Whether the size or the cleanliness. I was shocked. These guys must be getting highly paid. Why are they living like this? He said, Swamiji, most of these big guys are bachelors, are divorcees. They can't live with women. They can't live with the spouse. They don't want to maintain a house, so they pick up a dorm here or an apartment here. Because they are so engrossed and their research became their cognition, they can't cognize anything else in their life. I asked him, they must be getting heavily paid. They said, Swamiji, all of them are millionaires. Some of them are even billionaires because they have patent rights. But they will not even know what is their net worth. Most of them just write a will to the university and die. And the whole thing goes to university. Till death, they don't even check what is their net worth. What becomes your cognition only is your reality. Listen, I'll repeat. What becomes your cognition only is your reality. Even if they have money, it has not become their cognition, so it has not become their reality. Their reality is something else. Same way, I heard so much about Advaita, but it never became my reality. This one initiation. Onada. Suddenly, it clicked so beautifully, so thoroughly. Only now I can understand how in the Svetaswara Upanishad, just Guru utters Tattvamasi Svetaketu, Tattvamasi, and immediately Svetaketu realizes. Only after I experienced, I can catch, yes, Otherwise, so many gurus utter Tattvamasi so many thousands of times to so many thousands of disciples. Then what next? In Bengal, there is a funny proverb. In Sadhu Bandara, Sannyasis Bandara, the Mahant will announce, Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya means God alone is real, existence only is real, the world is illusory. The sadhus who are sitting in the row for eating, they will say, Kavar Pore, after eating all this. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya, Kavar Pore. After eating, not now. World is illusion after we finish eating, not before eating. Means it has not become cognition. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya, when? After we finish serve the Bandara, not before Rasagulla. After Rasagulla, after Jalebi, after food, Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. Not before. I should tell you, precisely at that moment, something which did not click for me for years clicked. Meditate on this today. I bless you. All of you will manifest powers. Today manifesting powers from this initiation, from this source. Essence of today's satsang, Sami Onnuda. Understand. See, you need to understand the click happened in me. See, I know he also gives command, and not only his hands, he can move much beyond. So I also can give command. As of now, my hands are moving. Maybe quantity of his ability to move and quantity of my ability to move may be different, but the quality is not different. If the quality is not different, that's all matters. Onnuda. Quantity does not matter. It will come by itself by the more and more powerful cognitions. It is quality that matters. So when he said Onnuda, means it is same. The multiple levels of click happened. Like the sword fell on my being, cut all the grandhis, knots, incompletions. Kids, if you give a thread ball to them, they will always make a big knot. Trying to pull this side and that side, it will become knot. So what is the way to cut the knot? The only way is to cut it completely. Only then all the knots will be cleared. Same way with too many Advaitic, confusing, corrupt cognitions from so many people, it has become knot in my Anandagandha, like a Chitjada Grandhi. This whole thing, Onnuda, like a sword fell on that Chijjada Grandhi, and broke the whole thing. So now, in quality one, then quantity does not matter. That naturally follows. When that powerful cognition landed, more and more powerful cognitions are more and more manifesting powers. That's all. Sami, onnada. So, with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhadvaita Saivam, Sada Shivoham, the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.